What's good, my community? What's good, my royalty family, card community, royalty family? Back at it again with another video, just another update for y'all around Dodge, Stellantis to be exact. So all my Dodge lovers, Chrysler lovers, who else they got? Ram lovers. This is all for y'all. Go ahead and hit that like button, comment, subscribe, watch the whole video for me. If you watch to the end, and back at it again with another video. What's good, my royalty family? Salute to y'all supporting the channel. Thank y'all for 9,000 subscribers. Who would have thought I'd be here? I can't imagine. I didn't imagine being at 9,000 subscribers. Thank y'all again. Thank y'all for supporting. Like I say, supporting is free 99, so just thank y'all for supporting. Again, this channel is about cars, lifestyle behind cars, credit to get cars, car education, car knowledge, car entertainment, how-tos, what is the best car for you, especially based on your needs.
What's going on, family? Tonio the Quiet Storm coming to you with another episode of Shift Out of Neutrals. Apologize for that. We were having some technical difficulties with the video. Kind of upset with that, but it's all good. But we gonna get into this talk, man. We gonna have a great time. I got three brothers of mine, man, that cars is where it's at, and we also got businesses and stuff on the side. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and bring these brothers in and let them introduce themselves. So let's get it. Let's get it. What's happening, fellas?
What's going on?
Nothing much. So we're gonna go ahead and start with my man Deuces on out. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
What's going on, y'all? My name is Jerry Pierce Jr., man. I'm from North Carolina. I'm a full-time mechanic at a pharmaceutical plant, and on the side, I work on cars and do a lot of car customization. That's it. I'm 26, and I love cars, man. I've been in the cars all my life, man. Thanks to my dad. He was more of a classic guy. I love classic. I love muscles, but now I jump from muscle cars, and now I'm experimenting with the JDM and all that. So, yeah, man. Great to be here.
Yeah, he got this tight Infinity, man. I tell you, that thing is fire.
Appreciate it, man. That's a work in progress.
Redline, what's happening, dude?
What's up, man? Yeah, so Redline Junkies on pretty much all the social media. So yeah, I'm a big car person. Probably fairly new. I don't have no like huge back, like my dad and all that stuff. So I started doing car stuff in like 2017 when I graduated college, just to get into like find myself. Because after I graduated college, I thought I was gonna do one thing, but then that didn't even go the way I planned to. So I kind of fell into cars, and ever since, you know what I'm saying, that's what I've been doing. Full time, I am in the tech industry. I'm in operations at Cisco System here in the RTP area. And then on the side, I do like YouTube. I got my own online store. I do some of that stuff and do some other stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, glad to have you here once again. They seen you before, so he's back.
Man, always.
No doubt. My man King Hemi, what's good, family?
Nothing much. Just trying to stay cool in this hot Southern California weather. But I go by King Hemi. Well, formerly was King Hemi. I go by Living with Kings, just the ultimate personality. You can find me at Living with Kings on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. One of the major things that got me into YouTube was just seeing so many people become successful off YouTube with cars. and I had a passion for cars way before anything. Playing Need for Speed, customizing on Need for Speed,
Yeah.
all that. And I don't know if y'all remember a Midnight Club and all that
Yep.
stuff. So it's
That
Yep.
was the thing right there.
So was.
Yes, sir.
you just looking like you fully customizing your car, not thinking you could do that in real life. So that's
Yeah.
where it
Yeah.
really comes from. But that's pretty much my background. I'm a major service representative, full time with Los Angeles Football Club, one of the major league soccer teams out in Los Angeles. So that's pretty much my background and what I do for full time and part time.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. But yeah, myself, I'm a car enthusiast. Just kind of really got into it, maybe a couple years ago. Even though I grew up with my uncle, he had all these Camaros and stuff, man, souped up and everything. So that's how I kind of got into the muscle cars because he always had them and I loved them. He had Camaros, Monte Carlo. Hey, he had it, man, and he souped it up. I'm like, yeah, that thing right. So, so yeah, that's how I got into it. So hey, and I decided, hey, why not just do YouTube and just, I just, started a build. I actually started out with the V6, which I didn't do too much to it. Then I got the Scat Pack and started. Y'all saw the mods and everything I've been doing. But yeah, man, I'm just pushing and trying to encourage people out here that no matter what your situation is, if you got a dream, you can put it to use and make it a reality for you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So now y'all heard my story why I started YouTube. I'm gonna start with Redline Junkies. Why did you start YouTube?
I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't even start YouTube to make no money. And essentially, I started YouTube back in 2017. I had like two other channels before I started my channel. I was doing all types of stuff. I was doing video games because I got like a background in designing video games and stuff like that. I did computer programming in school and whatnot. But I found out quickly that I didn't really want to put the time in buying the new video games all the time and buying the new consoles and just always playing them all the time. It just wasn't my thing. So I found cars and then I just started I was like, it'd be cool if I like they always say your number one viewer is you. So I was like, it'd be cool if I could look back years from now and be like, you know what, that's where I started, this is where I am now. So I just started, I had a 2017 Hyundai Elantra at the time. I spent 10 grand over 3 years in that car. I had everything. I did everything to it except for the engine, just because of reliability issues. The stuff costs money. But yeah, I had one of the baddest Hyundai Elantras out here to this day. People still comment on my channel like, "Hey man, I'm trying to get my junk like yours." After I sold the car, of course. But yeah, I started a YouTube channel, and then to be honest, my salary started going up. And as a single person, I don't have no dependents or nothing like that. So I had to figure out some way to get the tax brackets from the federal government. They were just, taxing me, man. And so when you get to a certain salary bracket at your job, as a single person, I just needed the tax breaks. And so I turned it into like an actual business and created the social media behind it. I actually started going to like car events, filming videos, and really started, putting the time and energy in it. And so now, a few years later, I'm here. Right now I drive, I know you, right now I drive a 21 X3M competition. Love the car. I didn't had it for a year. First BMW, but before that I had a Charger. And then before that I had my Hyundai. So
That's what's up. That's what's up. I'll wait to King Hemi. So what got you into YouTube?
So surprisingly, the thing that got me into YouTube, just like every car YouTuber, well, every Mopar car YouTuber, was Hemi Life 44. And the life that he created for himself off YouTube, being a real big influencer, and him putting all his boys on. To be honest, I found out about him in 2020,
And out of nowhere, the crazy thing is, I had a V6 Challenger, a white V6 Challenger, 2008 V6 Challenger, and I was like, I wonder what they do around like modding their cars. So it went from me trying to mod my V6 to random recommended videos of just people hanging around, chilling around their cars. And I kid you not, my first car meet was in 2020. I'm 27 years old. So it's like I was late to the car meet game, but watching them have so much fun with their car, I immediately was like, I can do this. And I'm one of them big advocates. If you see someone else doing it, nothing can stop you from doing it. Because just figure out how they did it and then take what they did and just do it yourself. And I'm 2 years in strong, just doing it. I was just doing it to connect with other influencers, other people who love cars. Like with YouTube, I can connect with people from Texas. I can connect with people from California, connect with people from Arizona, and y'all all have like this camaraderie around cars. So I was just like, why not build a social influence about that? Just to build a brand. I was really just trying to build a brand for myself. Like fresh out of college, fresh out of my second degree of my master's. I just wanted to do something else outside of that, and YouTube was where I went at. So that's how I pretty much got into YouTube, just watching him like 44 and everybody living with Mars and all of them just have fun with their cars, modding their cars, rapping their cars. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do this to see if it works for me.
Yep, yep. And pretty much, me starting off, I basically started off with like Redline Jug said, watching Hemi Life, Stunner Reese, and some of the other cats out there, man. And just like, hey, they say they some real people. They
Yeah,
ain't out here for no fame or nothing. They real people. They show real life stuff. I'm like, hey, I can do that and encourage people at the same time. You know, so, and that's what it's about because a lot of people look at these big, the big YouTubers and stuff, but like, oh man, they just living a life. No, it ain't. It ain't about living a life like I wish, but it ain't about living a lavish life. It's about having fun and having a passion of what you like to do and enjoy what to do. So just sharing that with everybody, and hey, and trying to encourage them to, hey, they can do it too. So, and that's
Yeah.
what it's all about. But
yeah.
flipping that from YouTube to just like a business, which they can kind of both work. But my man JP, why did you start your business?
I started my business because I was picking up a lot of trades, and I took a lot of advice from older people about getting trades and being independent. You don't have to rely on other people, so I was just started um, bettering myself as a man, taking in everything, and being independent of myself, and just stepping out there and tell like I started doing stuff for my family, and they started telling other people, and then it blew up from there. And now I'm a recommended guy. I do a lot of electrical and a lot of customization. I believe anything's possible, man. There's nothing you can't do, and I do a lot of Frankensteining, man. Like I'm like the Frankenstein king down my hometown, man. So. Yeah, man. I want to change the game, and that's how I feel. I wasn't. I want to change the game. I want to be a positive African American, and I want to make my ancestors proud, man. I want to use my mind to do great things, and that's how I'm gonna be, man. And I'm gonna help
Yep,
everybody I can, and we're gonna do it big.
yep,
That's
yep,
that's that's real big. I know that like for me, watching YouTubers when I really got into YouTube and watching YouTubers come up, like the biggest thing that I found, especially in the car community, is that a lot of YouTubers there's in the automotive, they just show how much money they got. You know what I'm saying? They spending $10,000 on some, Ford
mhm,
Giatos, or they going to buy new
yep,
whips,
yep,
or they,
Yeah.
and for me, that's why, I tell people all the time, like I give real life examples on my channel and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, not everybody's going to spend, 20,000 on a new exhaust system for a Bugatti or something. It's
Yeah.
just
right,
there's normal everyday people that you meet and going to some of these car meets, we done been to car meets together and stuff like that. You meet those
yep,
normal people.
yep,
Um,
Yeah.
because
Exactly.
most people are normal people and not the 1%.
Yeah.
And so being that inspiration, just be like, hey man, I said I started from here. You can do it. I still do work a day job, but hopefully one day I am full time. My own entrepreneurship and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's a stepping stone. The first step is getting started, and then building that progress through there. So,
Yep.
yeah. Especially me being young, actually my birthday's on Monday. I turned 28. All this stuff that I learned and just doing YouTube and doing business, and then even in my corporate job, my mom didn't teach me none of that. Being a single mom, she didn't teach me none of the stuff. I mean, I'm teaching my mom today, about finances and investing and all this, other stuff to be independently wealthy and not just work a job. So.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it also starts, since we all here, we're networking right now.
Yeah.
We're networking. And that's what it's about, because it's about helping each other. Hey, you might Deuces I'm out may know something, Redline Junkies may know something, King Hemi may know something. And we bring it all together, we can come up with a great product.
Yes,
And
sir.
that's what it's pretty much all about, man. Hanging out, networking, trying to make stuff better and make each other better at the same time.
That's the biggest thing about, putting your Instagram and your YouTube on your car and stuff like that. I know some people probably look at it and be like, why you even do that? But like reality of it is, how many people have hit me up just being like, hey man, just curious. Or like, hey man, how you get here? Or how you do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to do this. No matter, like, I just moved back from Fayetteville to my area, the Raleigh-Durham area. And just moving back, so many people are like, oh, Redline Junkies, I ain't never heard of you. Oh, what you got going on? I met so many new BMW owners, new Mopar owners, like car meets. It just, that networking is huge because people misunderstand, we live with people every day. And you need people, to be honest. We're not meant to just be in our separate own worlds. Stuff gets done as a group. And so when you share that knowledge between people, you're like, oh, well, I'm doing this. Oh, well, I'm working on this. Let's see how we can connect and, be together. So like I went to BMW had an event at the PNC Arena when I first moved back home a few months ago, and I met this guy. He did digital marketing. And me and him connected, and he was like, hey man, what you trying to do? I can see what I'm trying to do, see what we can connect on. But I've never in my 28 years, almost 30 years, have been in a community like the car community. It's a completely different networking thing. Like you bring so much stuff. Thank you for the happy birthday. There's so much stuff that happens in the car community. It brings so many people together. It like the inspiration that you can give, like me, like I drive an X3M competition. I go to so many car meets and people are like, man, I'm here. You young, how do you even get here? And it's just giving that knowledge back. Even to my family, I got a 10-year-old brother that I'm trying to show a different way to come up. By the time he gets my age, it'd be like, because if I knew what I do now when I was that young, I'd be a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Giving back to the family and giving back to the people, that's huge for me, man. To be an inspiration and to say, hey, yeah, if I can do it, I know you can do it.
Yep.
Like one of the biggest things that really kept me going with the YouTube thing is just becoming like a ultimate influencer. Because I always like speak positivity, no matter what. I can be going through whatever I go through in my personal life, but I'm not gonna come on here and tell y'all the wrong thing. I'm gonna be authentic with y'all. So that's why I'm big into like just showing people the way. Like, here's what I did, here's what other people did. So I just basically made a blueprint around them. So I started with 5'7". I started my channel with a 5'7", and people seeing me grow from the 5'7", seeing what I did, seeing the wrap I put on it, seeing the mods that I did to it. Then out of nowhere, I upgraded to a 392. So people seeing it from there, from the people who was following me, and obviously I'm one of the people that put that YouTube tag on, or Instagram tag on the car, just to build that network. And I have I had people like message me on Instagram saying, "Oh, I like this about your car, I like that about your car." And we just network from here. To be honest, when I got here in LA, surprisingly out of nowhere, where I was in an Uber and we were just chatting it up. I'm basically he's a producer, so he's like, I produce beats for this person, this person. I produced one of the beats for a Bad Bunny song that had somebody big featured on it. He was like, "Hey, if you need beats or anything, just hit me up." So it's like all from that initial conversation, your network, and just telling people, "Hey, I do this on the side, and I do this." And
Mhm.
when I upgraded to my 392, a lot of people was like, "How did you do it? How did you do it?" And I'm being authentic with them, saying like, "Hey, the reason I got to this point is because I worked on this part of my credit. I did this with my credit, and I can show you that I did it. I'm not just saying it because a lot of people will tell you, "Hey, go get this," and "Hey, go get this," but they'll never show you that they're actually doing it. They just promoting it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
just being
Yeah.
authentic.
They never show you like success leaves clues. They never show you the steps to get there. They just like,
Yeah.
yeah, I got there.
They
And I
don't.
met so many people like that. Like they got there, and then you ask them what's going on. They be like, well, you just do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and this and the third, and that's
Mhm.
They just
Mhm.
be promoting it. They don't be putting a name behind, a face and a name behind what you actually doing. So
yeah.
Yeah.
that's the big thing with me. Like if I say I want y'all to do something, it's because I'm doing it, and I'm gonna show you that I'm doing it. If I have to take a picture,
Mhm.
screenshot it, screen record it, that I'm actually doing it, I do it to create that authenticity. And to this day, people still be commenting and messaging me about like, "Hey, did this help you to get this scat pack? Did you this help you to get your credit up? Did this help you?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, it did." And I'm here to help if you need, because that's the big thing. I just want to help as many people as possible because 4 or 5 years ago, I was one of those people fresh out of college. They know what the hell you was gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like I want people who coming out of college, if they watching the channel, so this guy have a bachelor's degree, this guy have a master's degree. He's doing YouTube. He has this and he has that. Maybe this can help me figure out what I want to go in life because YouTube, I could do YouTube forever. I could do YouTube until I'm 80. And people will watch that like this guy really did YouTube from 25 years old up until he was 80 years old and he still be recording. It's like people right there get influenced. People get inspired, like, hey, this guy 80 years old. What the hell am I doing? Why am I sitting on my couch doing nothing?
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like my biggest thing about it.
Yep. Yep. I mean, yeah, y'all keep talking about how young y'all is. So, hey, I started it. I'm in my 40s. So,
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. It's to tell everybody like age does not nothing you do have an age requirement.
yep.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You don't. You can literally, Tony. No matter how old you is, you can go out and start a business. You can go out and do this. You go out and do this. And it's like,
Yep.
especially with the car community, you meet so many people of all different age
Yep.
ranges.
Yep. Yep.
It's just like, hey, yeah, I'm young, but it's not like I can't teach you nothing or you can't teach me nothing. It's like you have
Right.
more wisdom than me. You was
Yep.
on this earth longer than me. So I know
Yep.
whenever you speaking with confidence, authenticity, because I've been here. So I've been here longer than you. So it's just like I say, age is nothing you do have an age of. You could be 12 and start a business now. So it's just
Exactly.
about the
Exactly.
mindset.
Yeah, I just had to throw that out there. I was just messing, but just throw that out there. But yeah, age doesn't matter at all, man, because it's pretty much at the end of the day, man, everybody learns something. And that's one thing you never stop doing. You never stop learning. So regardless of what industry you in, what you're doing, you never stop learning. So you got to keep that
That's the key
open
right
mind.
there.
Yep,
That's
you
the key.
got to keep that
Always
open.
keep learning.
Yep,
Just
you got to keep that open
big
mind.
shit and saying that you cannot learn anymore, you're gonna become stagnant. Because
Yeah.
millionaires, billionaires talk about reading a book or learning something new every day. So
Yeah.
Yep.
be willing to learn. Be out there. Be open.
Yeah. Especially with this car stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because you learn one thing, then you meet somebody else, you learn another thing. Like my experience is in you know, designs and stuff like that, like art, graphic design and stuff like that. So when I did like everything I did in my Hyundai was like purely graphic. You know, I didn't start getting into like engine stuff and actually performance suspension until I got my Charger. And then I got my BMW, which I'm planning out a plan to get that done now. And you learn one thing, you do another. You know what I'm saying? I learned about wraps, then I learned about paint protection film, then I learned about, you know, ceramic coating, then I learned about, you know, it's just it builds on top of each other, and then you know what I'm saying, you put the pieces together. And so, you know, right now I'm learning about engines and stuff like that. Like I'm about to get the X3 tune, suspension about to get done on it. And some other stuff, you know, because that's where I lack. You know, I know a little, you know, saying a little bit of stuff about that, but now I'm going to a lot of track meets and car shows and stuff like that. I'm asking them like, what is this? What does that do? You know what I'm saying? Why'd you get that? Why instead of that? Learning about different performance companies like Summit Racing and K&W and all that type of stuff, you know, because that's, you know, that's what I'm interested in now.
Yep. That's real. That's real.
You know, like, I'm trying to elevate too. I'm trying to more go into. I'm watching a lot of YouTubers who like buy and resell cars. So right now, I'm putting my head down and just learning about reselling cars, buying and resell cars, going to auctions, and just um, doing that as well. So it's just learning like there's different type of things you can do with cars. It does not have to be wrapping your car, performing, like making your car fast. It's a bunch of stuff you can be doing with cars. Like like here, like um I was looking into a company here in LA, and it's just a company that's willing to pay you to put their logos all over your car and go to car meets and show the logos out. It's like a billion, especially with 20 and 2022. Like there's a million things you can be doing right now.
Digital marketing is huge, and now it's definitely, you know, definitely huge. And I say, you know, I was looking into that too, because I know plenty of people who make, you know what I'm saying, make money off buying and selling cars. And my ultimate goal is to own my own dealership one day. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care what brand it is or if it's a used car dealership. But that's why I also do so much stuff is to build that bank, because it costs a lot of money to start up your own, you know what I'm saying, your own like dealership, how to pull all the pieces together and stuff like that. I watch a lot of shows where like where they restore cars, where they like, you know what I'm saying, they build custom one-off cars. You know, I'm very interested in that because I mean the margin is like huge on those. You know, like companies like Hennessy and there's a bunch of Netflix shows and where they like these high-end customers, they pay, you know, thousands of dollars to take their regular car and turn it into something else. So yeah, the car market is huge. I mean, I looked it up the other day, where the aftermarket industry is probably going to be the first industry in the next few years to become a $1 trillion industry. Right now, it's worth over 750 billion, like a year. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how big that industry is. If you can get a small piece of that, think about it. Mark Zuckerberg owns 1% of Facebook, and he's still on the top, you know what I'm saying, Forbes list of billionaires. So, you know what I'm saying? If you can own a little piece of that, I mean, you be living. So, you know.
The reason I got into that because I was talking to a guy who started from Turo. So he was in listing cars on Turo. Then out of that, he got the mindset to go ahead and create a dealership outside of it. So if cars is not being sold, he's putting them on Turo for people to rent them to make some type of money off of the cars. And the big thing that I took away from him, like we chatted for like a whole 30 minutes, and he was just like, the biggest thing, I'm just trying to create generational wealth. That's it. And you have to have multiple streams of like different businesses. This guy, Turo, he also teach classes on how to grow from Turo, how to do Turo, how to get your own like dealership, how to buy these cars, how to sell these cars, what cars to get. And I'm just like, he wouldn't be telling me this for the sake of it. He's actually doing this because he a person that looks like me, and he's willing to like he's putting me on game. So from there, I'm just like, all right, cool. I'm gonna look into this. Like I'm tired of. It got to a point where like I'm just tired of like investing my money on things that's not going to bring me any wealth 30, 40 years. So
Right.
you just gotta have a mission. You gotta have that mindset to be like, all right, what are you doing? Like, are you doing this to make sure your family good for the next 3 generations, or are you doing this for right now?
Yeah.
That's it right there. You said a mouthful right there. Because a lot of people just look for the fame for today.
Yeah. The moment.
They don't look down the line, far as hey, I can be doing this and passing it down. They don't be looking at that. They look, hey, I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna get what I need right now, and I ain't giving nobody nothing.
Too many people
Those be the ones who be selfish, though. They'll be the ones who be like, I'm chasing fame more than I'm chasing fame and money more than the opportunities that you can create for the people coming behind you.
Right.
Yep.
I say you don't never get blessed for you. You get blessed, you know what I'm saying, for other people. So if you can open a door for somebody else, why not?
Yep.
That's real huge to me. Opposed to just my family. Like I said, I got little siblings, little brother, little sister, coming up. But it's also just being able to be a blessing for somebody else. Think about it. We live in America. We the land of opportunity, but we still got people struggling down the streets.
Yeah. It don't make no
Yep.
sense.
No
So,
doubt. Yep.
we can't even take care of our own. And that's huge to me. If I can even just put a meal on your table, hey man. And even think about the federal government. If you got employees or you got, they give you different tax breaks based off of how much you helping somebody else. That's why they tax the working man more than they tax a company or something like that, because not because they boosting the economy, because they helping other people. You give somebody a job, you giving them a way to live. You know what I'm saying? You giving somebody an apartment or gifting somebody something, you blessing them. So why would we not help you out if you blessing somebody else?
Yeah.
Yep. You said a mouthful right there, because I'm gonna tell you, bro. With my organization, that's exactly what I want to do. I want to be able to help these people out here that are struggling or really need the help. Even the homeless people, man. To help them get on their feet, because it's every corner you drive to, coming down 40, get off on the ramp, is somebody standing there. Go on Capitol Boulevard in Raleigh, somebody standing there. And it's like, and they hold these signs up. I don't know if they for real or what, but most signs they say I'm a veteran. Most of the time, veterans can get help.
Yeah.
If they know,
the resources to use.
Right. If they know the resources, then they can get help. So, what I really want to do is, hey, I want to be that resource to get them that help.
Yeah.
To get them, off the street, to be able to live a good life. That's what I want to do with my organization. And that's one reason why I actually started it for the youth, which I still love the youth. But now at these days, it's a lot of people out here that need help. It's not just the youth that need help or mentoring. It's a lot of older people that need help and mentoring as well. And that's one reason why I started my organization and trying to, build it up.
Yeah. But most people, most people don't realize that, they overlook the power of knowledge. My mom, being a single mom, she got multiple degrees. She always told me, education is one thing that nobody could ever take from you. So, she instilled in me, read those books, do your school, learn something new. And like King Emmy, like you said, the average CEO, the average businessman reads over 50 books a year. You know what I'm saying? There's 52 weeks in a year. So, I got to the point where, now I got an audio book. If I got to listen to it, on my drive to somewhere, or I got my earbuds in when I take my my run and my walking exercise in the morning, the discipline to change my schedule. I wake up, 5:30 in the morning. I don't even go to work until like 9:30. Why? Because I need to work on my own stuff. I need to get my mindset, start my day earlier, because the money get made, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. And I say that because, my dad used to be a truck driver, and he used to wake up early in the morning. The trucks come in before the store open. And so that's when the money, the money coming. So the knowledge is, every person that I've met that's been successful, I always say birds of the same flock together. The people that I got around me, they tell me it all starts with a mindset. If you got a mindset of where you're going to get to, and you hold to that discipline and consistency, you'll get there. Like me being where I am today, I make more money in a year than my mom ever made ever in a year and ever in a few years. Why? Because it all starts with the knowledge and where you came from. I pick up a book, like somebody tell me, I'll be at the bank. I was at Wells Fargo the other day talking to about one of my business accounts, and the dude, Lily, he's sitting across from me. I need his help to fix my business account, and he like, hey bro, I see you got a business account. I see you doing that, this, and the third. Hey, could you help me? Do you got a CPA? Do you got this and the third? I just moved here from New York, and I'm trying me and my brother's trying to start a business, and I need this and the third. I'm thinking that maybe he a seasoned worker or something like that, but he needed my help. And that felt good that, he saw the value in me, that I can help him. I'm like, yeah, I got my CPA. I can let her know, give you a call. What you trying to do? Connection, just like that. And it all starts with the knowledge. Like, that knowledge is like invaluable. The stuff that you would know, like my mom tells me every day to this day, like I would have never had the knowledge to teach you any of this. Our parents usually pass down what they already know. Mm-hmm. So if you're trying to, build generational wealth, you trying to build generational knowledge, that means that somebody got to know it to pass it down to somebody else. And I always say, I put the team on my back, especially my family. And if I got to be that person to learn it, if it got to start with me, hey man, be the change in the world that you want to see. It starts with you. And I'm real big on that.
But the biggest thing now is what I would say. I wouldn't say it sucked for like my parents, my mom, her mom, my grandmother's mom. It's like now we have this. This all the knowledge you need.
You got a computer right there.
In your pocket. So it's like somebody always told me, you cannot lead you can lead the horse to water, but you're not making drink. So if you don't have a mindset to be great, I can't help you. You have to have be something instilled and built into you. Like you gotta want to be the one that I want to change my life. I want to change my family life. I want to change the people life around me. So like, especially with businesses, like I don't know anything about business, so I'll probably be reaching out to you about business stuff because like right now with me pushing like YouTube and trying to grow that into my own business, because at the end of the day, once you start getting paid from it, you're a business person.
Yeah.
So, right now,
they don't do ignorance at all.
It's like I'm in the process of like I don't see any YouTubers right now telling you how to get your business started based on like especially if you like doing YouTube about it. So like I'm watching videos on creating bank accounts for your business to track all that money, track everything. Building your credit for your business because you can do that because you're still a business. Stuff like that. So I'm about to ramp it up as far as like not just with car stuff, but I'm gonna show a lot of people how to if you making money from YouTube, do this, do that, do this, do that, and strictly for YouTube. So a lot of people will be, this stuff is really valuable because nobody's out here showing you how to do this, what to do, and what to like going about that. And then like to piggyback on what Tony was saying about homeless people, LA has so much homeless people, it's ridiculous. it's to a point where it's like they say every 2 out of 10 people is probably, you probably don't even know they're homeless. Every time they be homeless. And I was talking about this with my cousin the other day. It's like, how are we giving out $1 billion for the lottery, but we have 1 billion people starving? It's
Right.
It's crazy to the fact that like I love the mindset Tony will have to I'm gonna figure out how to way to help them, because the people that we rely on, which is our government, hopefully they don't shut this thing down. We got to be the ones to help them, because nobody's really gonna help them. But at the same time, they gotta want to be open to being helped.
Yep.
And that's that's our problem in this country. It's just the homeless population, but you can go scratch off something for $2 and win $1 billion. But then again, the government taking half of that because they taking money for taxes and all this stuff. And I'm just like, why y'all get $1 billion to the billion people? Why ain't go build like a homeless building for these people to rehabilitate and get their stuff there? Because the majority of the homeless people are suffering from mental illness. That's the reason that caused them to be homeless. And you just gotta help them. Once they get their mental straight, they back to being a normal thinking person. So
it's a repetitive cycle, you know what I'm saying? You keep running that same. I say that all the time, you know, like one guy, like I've never bought a lottery ticket a day in my life. I just never, I never was that person. But I always, one man told me I met this one white guy, and at a gas station one day, and he was like, I don't know how we got on the topic of lottery, but he was like, yeah, the lottery is a poor man's tax. He was like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, because most people who win the lottery not going to keep it anyways. He was like, why? Got the mindset. He was like, they still thinking about that Ferrari they wanted when they was 12. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, he's like, they're going to take half of it. You know what I'm saying? So really, they're not really giving it to you.
No,
you know, and a little bit of money.
It's a scheme, man.
And they selling this false dream that for a little bit, for putting in a little bit, you can get a lot out of it. And everybody wants that, but the reality of it is it's a risk and reward. It's always, what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to put into it? How far are you willing to go? I always say this, there's one thing is that the 1% is the 1% for a reason. Why? Because they decided that I'm going to do this to get there. And they decided to do what the 99% wouldn't do. They decided not to go buy that new car even though you wanted it. You know what I'm saying? They decided not to, go blow money on clothes that you didn't need or shoes, or not to go out all the time. They decided to do something that was different than the rest of the people. And they paid, they paid their dues, because you got to give up something. You know that in the Bible they say you reap what you sow. All right, well, what you sowing? You know what I'm saying? What you sowing? This is a law that, even if you don't believe in God, works. If you go plant a seed and you take care of it in the ground, what are you gonna reap? You're gonna reap what you planted.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, that's investing, that's your life, whatever, you know what I'm saying? They say better to give than receive. If you ain't giving, you're probably not gonna receive.
You ain't receive either.
You know what I'm saying? It's just
in order to receive anything, you have to sacrifice.
Yeah. It's a sacrifice thing. For me to get my X3, that sticker price on that car, you know what I'm saying, 90-some thousand. For me to get that car, I had to sacrifice for a few years. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like I just, went and got my job and I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, let me go get it. And actually, to be honest, I fell into the BMW. It wasn't even something that was even on my mind. I had a whole different other plan. You know what I'm saying? I actually was going to get a track off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a whole different other plan for it, but it worked out in the end because I had to plan to go into it. And people don't realize that you got to have that plan. You got to you know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to give up to what you know what I'm saying, what you want to get to, because if you really want to get there, you're going to give up what you need to give up. Like, I moved from Fayetteville back home. My rent went up $500-$600 just moving back to the RTP area. And I gave that up. You know what I said? I gave up paying cheap rent because my little brother is 10-15 minutes from me and he needs somebody stable in his life. You know what I'm saying? Besides his mom, he needs somebody that he can always call, that he can come. You know what I'm saying? That's very important to me, to be able to go pick up my little brother, or him come over, or me be able to be an influential part in his life. So I was willing to pay that extra money. It's always a give up. This what you want? All right, well, this is what you need to do to get it. And most people on average are not willing to, they want the fancy cars. They want the big houses. They want the money in the bank account. They want to be able to go to Wells Fargo and they be like, hey, Mr. Howell, what you want? Come to the back. Come, you know what I'm saying? They want that, but they're not willing to give up what they need to give up for it.
It was like, that's one of the commitments I made. Like, I was living in Raleigh, I left in March, and that's how I know Redline Junkies Antonio. So me being there for a year, but before that I was somewhere else. Like, the sacrifices I have put in to better myself has been crazy. Like, I kid you not, since 2017 I've been lived in 5 different states. Sacrificing being close to family, sacrificing being close to friends. Like, I'm originally from New Jersey. I left New Jersey in 2011. I never looked back. So it's like I made a big sacrifice, like you. Like, my rent went up damn near $600-700 because I'm living in Los Angeles, living this like dream to be around more creative people. I'm not saying it's not creative people in Raleigh or in New Jersey. It's just that it's a lot more of things that we can be creative around here, and that was one of the sacrifices. It's like, if you think about it, you going to college is a sacrifice.
Yeah,
because sacrificing yourself, going in debt for the sake of, like, I want this big job 10 years from now, but it's not guaranteed. So nothing is guaranteed. You just have to really tell yourself that I'm about to sacrifice all this. I'm about to sacrifice when you go to college. I'm about to sacrifice sleep. I'm about to sacrifice my relationships with people. I'm about to sacrifice, like, some people go to college and barely be eating.
Yeah.
So it's like, you sacrificing all this stuff to get a degree. Keep that same energy when you're done with school. Start sacrificing again. When I got into cars, I was real big on Jordans. I was real big on designer. I was real big on clothing. I'm probably spending damn near probably close to $10,000 on clothes and sneakers alone a year. And I got rid of that habit because, all right, I wanted to get into cars. I wanted to actually do something. When I got both of my cars, or all the cars, like, I let something go. Like, I stopped buying clothes. I'm not saying I ain't buy clothes here and there, but I stopped buying. I started thinking about, should I get this $600 pair of sneakers, or should I keep that for something else? So it's like, you gotta just make sacrifices. Like, everywhere in life, something's gonna be in the face for you, and you're gonna have to give up something. You're not have both.
Yeah, that's real big. I mean, that sacrifice is huge. People don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? They want the dream, but when you say, I mean, to this day, I'm still sacrificing. I'm like, hey, man, I don't go to every car meet, every car show. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I gotta be sleep. You know what I'm saying? I got a strict schedule. I'm like, hey, man, I gotta be sleep. I gotta wake up in the morning. I gotta do this. You know what I'm saying? As much as I might want to go, I might have to give it up. You know, for the sake of something else. And that's, that's huge for me. Like, when you learn what you got to give up, that's what stops people. It's not the dream. You know, everybody got a dream, but when you realize, oh man, I got to give this up, you like, do I really? You know what I'm saying? How worth it is it? What's the value of it? You know? Like, you know what I'm saying? You weigh pros and cons at that point. You're like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's what really gets you. Like, I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? I like my life the way it is. It ain't worth it. Like,
You really got to think about it.
A lot of people have to do is sacrifice time.
Yeah, that's the biggest
time. It might not be happening right now, or 2 years, 3 years from now, and you just sacrificing your time. A lot of people don't like when it comes to, like, oh, why should I be doing this when I can do this? I always like base it off young people, my age group. It's like you can go out to the club and do all this extra stuff, but you cannot sit in front of your laptop or whatever for an hour to figure out how you going to start this business. Yeah. But you can go and sit in the club for 3 hours. You already spent $50 to get in there. How you going to buy a drink? So you're going to like this just resonate for my age group because this is what we do. Like people 20 something and younger. Like this is what you worry about. You worry about going out club. You worry about this. You worry about that. All right, put an hour into building out a plan of what you're gonna do in the next year. Yeah. How much money you make in the next year? What are you trying to accomplish in the next year? And I always like tell myself like one thing I always try to do is like I look in the mirror and I tell myself you're one day closer to your goal. And once you start doing that, it's like opportunities are endless.
It's the affirmations every day. It's like I said, it's not. I tell people all the time, I'm not telling you it's not gonna be hard. It's days I wake up and I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? But I have to force myself to do it because I'm like, hey man, just one day. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, your little brother. Hey man, you know what I'm saying? There's people out there waiting for you to move so that they can move. You know what I'm saying? Every day, you know what I'm saying? It's I look in the mirror and I'm like, hey man, you gotta get it. I listen to affirmations. I mean, that's affirmations on YouTube. People who make a living off of YouTube doing affirmation videos. You know what I'm saying? It's really pumping yourself up because some days, your mind is strong. You know what I'm saying? It get to you some days. You're like, man, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? You be like, but you gotta be able to have that discipline to get up when nobody else is making you to get up. That's the number one thing. Like you said, college. When I went to college, my mom wasn't there waking me up, dragging me out of the bed. I was paying for school.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? They got paid whether I went to class or not. I had to wake myself, tell them. I had to set my alarm. I had to do certain things so that I would get my education. Why? Because if I didn't get my education, nobody would care. My mom might complain something like that. But at the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna be like, hey, Daquan, you know what I'm saying? You should have got that education. It's gonna be me. And that discipline is that number one thing, and especially when it comes to time. Time is the ultimate sacrifice because the reality of it is as long as you trade your time for money, you'll never be wealthy. The wealthy people don't trade their time for money. Why? They might work 3 hours and then they done made $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because they understand that, hey man, I'm gonna sacrifice, this little bit of time, or I'm gonna sacrifice again. And it's not even necessarily, I wouldn't even say necessarily it's always sacrifice time, is getting your time under control. The number one thing is routine.
Yep.
When I went to college, I went to High Point University. The dude who runs my college, he's worth over $40 million. And he actually came to this country, went to my school, and then he came back as the president of my school. He teaches a class your freshman year and your senior year. And in those classes, the freshman year, he teaches you different things of how to be, change your mindset before you go into, your 4 years. And then after that, he teaches your senior year the class, and he teaches you new things for exiting out into the real world. And the number one rule he told me was like the 72-hour rule. He was like, hey, man, if you ever want to go make a big purchase, wait 72 hours. And he was like, I'm using this. He was like, if I want to go make a big purchase, I'll wait 72 hours because in 72 hours, a lot could change. You can find other options. You may not want it no more. It might be an impulse. It might be anything. And when you understand that time is very valuable, it's like I said, if you wake up, you got to go to work at 9 o'clock and you wake up at 8:45. What you going to do in 15 minutes? You know what I'm saying? What you going to do in 15 You gonna work 8 hours for somebody else, making somebody else rich. Like the CEO of my company, he makes $31 million a year. I make nowhere near that. So I'm working, he paying me a salary, and he getting more money than I'm getting. And then I'm getting off going to sleep, and I ain't got nothing else done. I mean, how that sound? You know what I'm saying? So I wake up early, I work on my business, work on my stuff, get my time in. They say pay yourself first when you get your paycheck. Pay yourself first. That's my pay myself first. I pay myself in my time, my energy, and then whatever's left, Cisco get. And then we go from there. And then when I get off work, I don't always work on my business after work, but sometimes, if I'm feeling good, I work on my business after work too. Most of the time, to be honest, you work more for your. You supposed to work more for yourself. You supposed to care more for yourself than you care about that business you working for. And when you value yourself that much, you know what I'm saying, you supposed to be like, man, my brother gotta depend on me. My people gotta depend, other people gotta depend on me. Oh, all right, cool. You gonna do that discipline. You gonna have that discipline. When you have responsibilities, you willing to go the extra mile. You willing to sacrifice. You willing to wake up early. You willing to do this and do that. Just to fill up my tank in the X3, $100. $100 don't grow on trees. Like T Grizzly say, you know what I'm saying? I remember when I had $50. $50 still a lot to me, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey man, he out there balling. Hey man, you gotta have that same mindset because money don't grow on trees.
Yep. I tell you, man. JP, what you think, man?
Man, I'm just soaking down all this, man, because y'all keeping it real. I knew it was gonna be like this, but you're right, man. You gotta stay determined, man. Gotta stay determined. Gotta stay focused, and you gotta use your time wisely. And King Hemi says, man, our generation, man, wasting time doing pointless stuff, and that's the culture, man. The culture got this mind trance over us, man. Got everybody doing pointless stuff, wasting time, and then it's too late, man. But I'm proud of y'all boys, man, because y'all understand y'all getting it while y'all young. Y'all getting it when y'all say, everybody got a process, man. It's stepping stones. You got to create your own path, and you got to do whatever it takes, like you do, to make sure you and your family or the future of your family's generation is set, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with that, man. I'm with it. And man, y'all just, man, God told me, man, this is gonna be special, man. God told me, man, I hadn't even met y'all yet. I knew it was gonna be.
Hey man, this life, man. Every day is life. I'm waking up every day trying to figure out, not even just to get the money. Because I tell people all the time, if you money will come. If you focus on your passions, your goal, money gonna come. You know what I'm saying? I spent a lot of my life in my younger days, focusing on, I got to get this dollar. I got to get the next dollar. I got to get the next dollar. And that left me nowhere. But when I started focusing on my passions, you got to focus on, you know what I'm saying, what you want to do, why you was put on this earth. You know what I'm saying? You got to focus on that. And then when you focus on that and you get in the groove, your energy is matching, you know what I'm saying, the universe, that's when the money comes. On everything. I promise you the money. I used to work 2-3 jobs. I used to work 7 days a week. I never saw my family. All I could think about is, you know what I'm saying? They be like, I want to see you. And I'm like, hey man, if I can give you this money, that was worth more. But they wanted to see me. But when I got into that groove of, you know what I'm saying, understanding, I don't need to work 2-3 jobs. You know what I'm saying? That time that I'm spending doing that, I can figure out how to make more money in less time doing that. You know what I'm saying? And then I still work my job. I always say, like Albert Einstein, I think it was Albert Einstein who worked at the patent office. He worked at the patent office just to pay his bills. It won't pay him nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was just to pay his bills to figure out his other stuff. He saw all the patents that came through. He saw all the different stuff that came through. And then now he one of the best scientists, you know what I'm saying, still in history today. And he ain't even alive no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Success leaves clues all the time. We got so many people before us, not even just black people, just in general, before us that have proven that you can do it. Pull different pieces from all different, you know what I'm saying, different things. Yeah. Figure out what works for you. What works for us, you know what I'm saying? All of us might not work for somebody else, but if you pull little pieces, like I figured, you break it down, discipline, consistency, time management. Time management is huge. When I figured out how much time I was wasting, binge watching Netflix and, you know what I'm saying, dumb mess, maybe just walking around the mall when I know I ain't gonna buy nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I figured out, man, I'm spending 3 hours here, 2 hours here, 10 hours there, and then I'm looking, I'm like, damn, it's already 10 p.m. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go to bed. You gotta pull back that time. You like spend an hour here, spend an hour. Like you said, can you hear me? We got computers in our pocket every day. Most people only gonna pay the cell phone bill. But what if your phone can pay for itself? You know what I'm saying? What if my car can pay for itself? What if my computer can pay for itself? The computer I'm on right now, I spent over $2,000 on this computer. Why? Because it was a tax write-off, first of all, and second of all, this computer opened up so much more money for me. And I had computers, but I had to go buy a more powerful computer to edit my YouTube videos, to do media, my graphic design and stuff like that. It's like I know y'all probably heard of Grant Cardone. He said, I don't buy nothing if it ain't no tax write-off. I said that's neither here nor there, but at the same time, when you change your mindset, when I got a CPA who taught me the tax breaks I could get, my spending habits were different. I'm like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? Let me do this, and if I move this over here, I can get this. You know what I'm saying? My mindset changed. And that's where you really got to get into that, you know what I'm saying, that mindset, because when your mind change, the rest of you changes.
Yeah.
Because you can't just put a Band-Aid on it, or you know what I'm saying, do little bits and pieces. You got to change the ultimate, get to the bottom of why you do what you do. Like if you like you said, King Henry, if you buying shoes and you doing this and the third, you know what I'm saying, ultimately, you got to make that sacrifice. But you're not gonna make that sacrifice if it don't bring enough value, but then you also don't understand why you was doing it. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand why you was going to the club. Why you was, you know what I'm saying, you had to do this, you had to do, why you was spending so much money at Starbucks getting that $6 coffee. You know what I'm saying? Like, some time with yourself, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, who are you? And I understand that I spent years trying to figure out who I was. Because if you don't know who you are, you ain't, I mean, you don't know.
Lost.
Yep.
And when you figure out who you are, hey man, the sky's the limit. When you figure out what you're gonna do, what you're not gonna do, when you look in the mirror every day, you don't lie to yourself.
Yep.
Like if you know that you don't want to work harder, and you know that you don't want to do it, but you complain about your paycheck, you know what I'm saying? You should just admit, hey man, I'm lazy.
Do something about it.
I'm lazy. Like just admit it. Like who you lying to?
Right.
That they say the truth sets you free. That's where you got to get to, where you ain't putting on a mask. You know what I'm saying? Where you look in the mirror and be like, man, if you know you ain't nobody, be like, hey man, I'm gonna be somebody, and I'm gonna be real with you gotta at least be real with yourself, because you can lie to everybody else, but you can't lie to yourself. And if you don't like yourself, hey man, you know what I'm saying?
Something wrong.
Yeah,
Something wrong.
Something wrong.
I wake up every day like, hey man, I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? I'm a king. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like myself, and every day I'm in a competition. I'm not in a competition with nobody else. I'm trying to be better than I was yesterday.
Yeah.
Run your own race. I like race. I like we was talking about video games and stuff like that. My biggest thing is racing games. You run your own race. You always win. You run your own race.
Somebody phone going off.
Work phone going on.
Like I like Mario Kart, but the reason why I like Mario Kart is because I don't never look at who behind me. I just run my. Matter of fact, I don't even look who's on the side of me. I just run my own race, and I always end up in first place.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
you got to keep a tunnel vision. There we go. Got to keep a tunnel vision.
You gotta do it, man.
Yep. Don't get distracted by the little things on the side, the little pit stops.
Yeah.
You gotta look straight ahead at all times, man. And stay focused. That's a life thing.
Yeah. Distractions gonna come always. Distractions always gonna come.
Always gonna have.
But the piggyback on what Daquan was saying about the whole like being real with yourself, and I cannot lie, I was lazy as hell. Lazy to the fact that like and it's like you only get your laziness from the people that you see being lazy.
Yeah.
So like I said, amongst my age group, if we hanging out with a group of friends and we ain't doing nothing, sitting around the house playing the game all day, that's being lazy.
Yeah.
And I knew I was being lazy at one point in time. Like a couple of years ago, I'm not gonna lie. Before COVID, then during COVID, I got lazy.
Yeah.
I got so lazy, but I had to figure out what was my why factor. Once I figured out my why factor, I stopped being lazy. Like there's gonna be times where it's like you have to really motivate yourself to get up. Like that's anything you do. You can say you're gonna clean your house. You on it's a Saturday morning, you still sleeping in this 1 o'clock p.m. and there ain't nothing clean in this house yet. But it's like you gotta, and it's like some people be fighting their self so much. It's just like you willing to knock yourself out for no reason.
Yeah.
And it's like you fighting with yourself to motivate you. And it's like one of the things that we have to figure out as human beings is like figuring out why we doing stuff. Like that's what everything in life. If you going out to the club or anything amongst my age group, if you going out to the club, why? Oh, this. If you saying it's just for the release to have fun, say that. If it's I just like going to the club because I'm around a bunch of young people and we having like enjoying our time. Well, all right, you gonna spend 3 hours here, then you probably after the club, you're gonna probably go get something to eat, spend another 2 hours doing that. Then before you know it, it's 5 in the morning and you ain't getting up to 1 in the afternoon. The stock market, I heard who said it? I think Steve Harvey or somebody said like, why are you sleeping why are you just not getting up at 9 when businesses started and was opening at 5, 6 in the morning? Stock market open at 5, 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
And it's just like if you had that type of mindset to just like, all right, cool, like get myself on a regimen, get myself on like a time frame. Like if you have to schedule out your day, do it. So always make sure you at least the amount of time you like. I always tell myself, I put 8 to 9 hours into the company that I'm employed by. When you get off work, it's 5 o'clock. What you doing? Watching TV? Nah, I'm sitting there like, what's my next YouTube video? What's my next move? What's this and what's that and this? And it's like if you got a significant other, like I be telling my significant other all the time, like, hey, I will call you back. Right now I'm doing YouTube. Or like I'm trying to figure this out. I'm gonna call you back instead of I'm not about to sit on this call with you for an hour and some change and we can sit here talking about nothing. Now I'm always on YouTube researching. I tell my girlfriend all the time, she be asking me all the time, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm on YouTube trying to figure out how I can do this and how I can do that. And it's like, yeah, she understands because she knows like my mindset is probably different from any other 27-year-old. So it's just like that why factor can help you a lot. You just have to find out what the why is. You have to don't let other people motivate you. Motivate yourself, and then allow other people to push that energy level to a second.
Yeah.
And then next gear, shifting out to neutral. So it's just like that. It's like we try to motivate. I try to motivate my family, my friends. I don't gotta tell them. They see what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yep.
You gotta like. I tell my girlfriend this all the time. I gotta see it to believe. If people say they're gonna do something, that don't mean nothing. I gotta see you do it for me to believe that you're actually gonna do it.
Yeah.
And you just have to tell people. Stop telling people your next move. Stop telling people I'm doing this or I'm thinking about doing this. At some point in time, you just have to stop caring about other people's opinion. If you want to have an idea and you think it's gonna work for you, I don't need your opinion. I don't need your advice. I'm gonna do it. You got nothing but time. If it fails, it fails. If it don't, it don't. Life is all about you have to fail to succeed.
Yeah, you got the same 24 hours everybody else got. I always say that. Everybody they just chose to do something else with their 24 hours.
Yeah.
You gotta realize, you know what I'm saying? That why like is huge, like, and it can't be money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because people think that people are motivated by money, but the reality of it is any rich person will tell you money don't keep you motivated long enough. It don't, like buying the new cars and buying the property, buying out, it don't keep you motivated long enough because you in that mindset you're gonna always want something new.
Yep.
Yeah. Always you buy new Hellcat that came out, then they'll come out with another one. You're gonna be like, man, I'm trying to get that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You need to find something that's stable that, you know what I'm saying, that you were willing to fight, you know, tooth and nail for, and that's going to get you to that, you know, that number. And then when you meet that, set another goal. And you don't stop, you know what I'm saying? Set another goal. You know, if I'm worth 100 mil, why can't I be worth 200 mil? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then with the why, you also, once you figure out your why, the main thing is what I struggle with is your wants and your needs.
Yeah.
Because you're going to figure out you wanted a lot of things, but you didn't need it. And I told my friends all the time, is this a want or a need? Do you want this or do you need it? And I'll be quick to tell her that you don't need it. Like what? Like something that I wanted to buy. Like, I don't know, but it's just like it's like you get a new iPhone every time a new iPhone drops. You don't need it. You just want it. Your iPhone is working great, the one that you have now. So once I got out that mindset, because mind you, I was one of those millennial group of experiences. I got every new iPhone. I got every new iPhone every time it dropped. Then it got to a point in 2020 when COVID was around and I started figuring out the wants and my needs. I was wanting the new iPhone for a social status, to tell everybody I got the new 13, to flex on everybody. This is like people don't care. They don't care about what you got going on. So I'm like, I'm happy with, as long as my phone can make phone calls and text messages and let me be on Instagram, let me record videos. I'm straight. I don't care about no new phone. I don't care about nothing new. It's like
that's big. Because like, I mean, I say I use car options. You know, when you go to a dealership, you know what I'm saying? They be like, hey man, you want it fully loaded? I used to be that person. Like, hey man, I want all the options. You know what I'm saying? I don't even care. If it's possible, give it to me. I don't even care how much it costs. But when I bought my charger was the last car that I bought fully loaded. And why? Because when I got my charger, there was options in it. You know, I had the RT Plus. When I bought the charger, I bought it right off the showroom floor. It was the only one they had. When I bought my charger, I realized that I didn't need all the options in the car. I realized, and then when I got around people who bought cars more expensive than I bought, and I was like, oh man, you know, that's nice. They were like, yeah, it's a lot of BS options that I didn't get. When I realized that you should only buy the options that you can use.
Yeah.
Like me, I don't use a wireless charger. Like my BMW, it don't have wireless charging. Why? Because when I went and test drove the BMW, I put my phone in a wireless charger and it overheated my phone. So I felt like it was, you know, and my phone is always charged. So why did a wireless charger? I don't like sunroofs. I don't never get no sunroof. And that's the thing where you don't necessarily always, like you said, you don't need the newest thing. You don't need the flex. I had to realize that the only reason why I was buying all the options is because I was like, man, I can't. You know what I'm saying? Somebody out here not gonna be able to do it. When I had to take that on myself and be like, hey, bro, it's really not that serious. You know what I'm saying? You don't really need it. Stop buying all them options. You can get the car cheaper. You can save some money, spend that money somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like it changed my mindset, because you got to get to that mindset where you're not keeping up with the Joneses, where you're not trying to front on nobody. You're not trying to pull up to the car meet and shut it down because you're the only one out there with a Rolls Royce. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't trying to dim nobody else's light. Your light can shine no matter what, and they light can shine. There's enough for everybody, and you know that's the thing. When you change your mindset, it's a completely different thing out there. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm with you with the phones. I have two phones. I got the iPhone and I got the Samsung. And the reason why I got it, because I'm in the tech and it's just interesting to me. And I work in tech at Cisco. But I was buying every new phone, like every Samsung that came out. And I won't just buying the phone. I was buying all the watches. I was buying all the earbuds. And then I would do the same thing for my iPhone. I would get every iPhone, every Apple Watch that came out, all the earbuds. And I would literally be walking around, both pockets full with all this stuff. I wear both my Apple Watch and my Samsung watch. And I was just like, bro, why am I doing this? Like, what am I doing here? like, you know what I'm saying? So I got to the point where I was just like, all right, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to buy it. I still got the Note. I got the Note 20. Samsung just dropped their new phones. I think it was 2 days ago. I'm like, bro, I'm not buying them Johns. I still got the iPhone 12 Pro Max, and I got the first. Like, I sold my Apple Watch. I got the first earbuds that the AirPods that came out. I ain't even upgraded since the new jumps. Like, and I still got my old earbuds from Samsung. Like, I was just like, bro, I'm spending $2,000 on a phone. Like, come on, man, my phone's still working. And then I'm trading it in, ain't even getting as much money as I paid for it. Like, yeah, man.
That's crazy.
It's like all the stuff is like all the stuff we love depreciate, and we cannot do nothing about it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like every day it loses value. And that's the one thing I learned about especially when I got into like cars and stuff. I had to learn the hard way that like cars are depreciating assets. So it's like I told myself like I'm not gonna stay in a car with longer than a year. So every car I'm gonna get, I'm gonna only keep it for a year. Then I know for a fact it's gonna be $10,000, $15,000 less than what I bought it for. And I was just like, and this is like you learn that stuff just listen to like motivated people talk. It's just like if your car is making you money, yes, keep it. If it's not, it's depreciated as you keep it. And I'm just like, that's why I'm just like, I'm not really big into like getting the biggest Hellcat or getting the biggest, the fastest car because it'll depreciate as soon as I start the car. As soon as I sign up on that dotted line, it's already worth $10,000, $15,000 less when I just got it. And I'm just like, I could turn this car back in tomorrow and y'all only give me this amount of money. I just got it. But it's just like you have to learn that. And I'm just like, that's why I wanna build my YouTube channel up to be a business. So instead of it being a name, it be in my business name. And I can always just sell that and take the loss and then write it off.
Yeah, depreciate it over time. That's the thing where I said my X3 would be the last car that I buy in my business name. You know, right now I file a lot of my X3 expenses on my taxes. And my CPA just depreciates it, like gas and car payment, car insurance, stuff like that. But my next car, it's straight in a business name. That's why it takes on average, most people don't know, it takes on average 2 to 3 years to build business credit. Like business credit separate from your credit. So when you first start business credit, it's attached to your social security number. So your credit and the business credit are essentially one. But it takes 2-3 years to build business credit. I got my first business credit card a few months ago, like 6 months ago, I think it was. And now I'm building business credit. Why? Because when I go buy something in a business name, I'll buy something crazy. I'm gonna buy something stupid. like you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be like, no, that ain't mine. That the business own that.
Because I was watching how he created his business, and he said within a year he had $500,000 in available credit for his business. And I'm just like, you know what I can do with $500 for just my business alone? What I can do for promotion, what I can do to network, like my business. Like I will do so much, and then the great thing is about when you have a business, you can write so much off. You can write your phone bill off. You can write the Wi-Fi off. You can I can write the camera that I just brought off. It's just like I can write so many things off. And you telling me that's all I need to do is turn something into a business, and everything that I buy and use it for the sake of my business, you can tell me I can get a deduction. But it's like it's all about the mindset. And I knew I had to change my mindset to start getting into this entrepreneurial, like sole proprietor, LLC type of mindset. Is just like there's so much things that you can do. And if you out there and you watching this and you find yourself doing something on the side that you love to do, that you're passionate about, I kid you not, it only took me 10 minutes to create a EIN. It took me 10 minutes to create a business account. It took me 10 minutes to register it with the state. And it's just like I just spent an hour and I got a business in my name. Yeah. So now I just need to
that easy. You know how many people that I taught, like after I did it, you know how many people I taught to start a business? You know how many people I meet on a daily basis that are doing it in their own name, and they paying for camera equipment, they paying for all this stuff. And I'm like, you spend thousands of dollars and you ain't getting no deduction for it? Nah, bro, we don't play the game like that. Now I want my money back from the federal government. Like, nah, bro, they taxing too much. And they, you know what I'm saying? And they sitting up there making all this money, and we down here doing, you know what I'm saying, what we doing. I'm like, nah, bro.
Yep.
You gotta understand, like when I started my business, I went and bought the new GoPro. I bought a drone. I bought all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? My CPA, she was like, yeah, just send me the receipt. Bet. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's all, like, bet. You know what I'm saying? I'm paying for, editing software. I'm paying for all types of stuff. Because when you understand the mindset, I'm talking, y'all probably know TK. TK, that's my boy. And I talk to him like on a regular. Why? Because he on a whole nother level with his YouTube channel and stuff like that. So I'm always texting him like, hey, TK, how you doing this? Hey, TK, how do I do my business? How do I do that? You know what I'm saying? Because he making millions. You know what I'm saying? Especially off of YouTube and then other stuff that he got going on. He buy and sell cars with Copart and stuff like that. He taught me so much about his game because people don't understand. When you work for a company, you make the money, they tax the money, and you get what's left. As a business, you make the money, you spend the money, and then they tax whatever's left over. So if I make $100,000 in business this year, you know what I'm saying, and I go spend 98,000 of it, they only gonna tax me on the 2,000. You know what I'm saying? So that by all means I'm paying less taxes, right? But if I make $100,000 this year working for Cisco, they're gonna tax the whole 100,000.
Yeah.
And I get whatever's left over from that, which as a single person ain't gonna be that much. like you know what I'm saying? The federal government gonna get theirs off the top.
Right.
And that's when you understand a business, man, like it'll change your life, it'll change your finances. I'm teaching my family, I'm teaching everybody that I talk to, they be like, man, I'm struggling, start a business, bro. like you don't realize for 3 years, you ain't gotta make no money in your business. For 3 years, you can the government calls it startup costs. For 3 years, you can depreciate whatever you want without making no money. That's 3 years. Think about how much money you save in 3 years. Like, yeah, man.
Antonio, I need Daquan number. I need the comment.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all. I got two things I'm gonna say, and then we gonna go ahead and kind of close this out a little bit as well. But definitely we gonna have a part 2. So y'all be ready. And what I want to do is since we already talked about how we can do these things, for our next one, let's teach these people how to do it. Let's write down let's give them steps on how they can do it, how they can start their business, how they can start their YouTube, and what they need to do. Let's do that on the next one. So,
by all means, man. I just figured out how to be tax exempt for my business. I didn't even know I could be tax exempt, so I ain't got to pay no taxes. Like, bro, it's so much stuff, man. I learn on a daily basis, man.
Red line teaching me stuff, man. I'm taking notes over here.
But yeah, let's definitely do that because I do want to make a part 2 because this conversation is awesome. I'm definitely enjoying it, and I'm learning from everybody. Even though I'm 40-something years old, I'm still learning.
KFC was started when the Colonel was 60 years old, so.
Don't feel bad.
but yeah, one first thing I want to say, actually, I went to the dealership today. Got some maintenance done on my car, so I'm just walking around seeing what they got, killing time. So one of the salesmen come up and like, hey, can I help you with something? And pretty much I'm like, no, I'm just looking around. He like, what you drive? I'm like, I drive that Charger over there. He like, you thought about upgrading? I'm like, nope. I have not thought about upgrading because for one, I love my scat, and for two, my scat is paid off. So I'm like, nah. He like, man, you I can get you anything. I can get you the wide body. I'm good with my narrow body. I'm good with my narrow body.
Same speed. Why am I paying $5,000 extra for some goddamn fender fender?
It's the culture, man.
Right.
It's the culture. They know how to they know everybody. They trying to get everybody on the same bandwagon and all that. They know how to do it. They market it off
for like $2,000. Like you can buy the aftermarket wide body kit for like nothing. Like,
Yeah. If I really want to, I can get an aftermarket put on. But I mean, hey, I'm cool with the narrow body. What I got, so
I mean,
I'm like,
it's the
nah.
same thing. What am I? You acting like I'm paying for 50 extra horsepower or something.
Right,
All cosmetic.
A different
right.
body plan. Give me the car that's faster. If you get
Yeah,
anything faster, get out my face.
well, yeah. That was the first. That was the first thing I had to say. And then the second thing, somebody I don't know who said this to me or where I heard this from, but they said, where's one place that's the richest? And some people pretty much gave their opinion, and they said the answer was the graveyard, because it's a lot of people out there that are deceased that had all that knowledge and did not pass it on.
Mm.
So what I want to do, this, like I said, this conversation is awesome. Let's pass that knowledge down. Help each other out and help others out as well.
for
So
sure, for sure.
if y'all with it, man, it's gonna be a part two, and we're definitely gonna get it on schedule.
Hey
Yes,
man,
sir.
always, you know what I'm saying? Hey, whatever you need, bro.
Yep.
Hey,
I'm in.
I like doing podcasts. I need to start doing more. I'm trying to.
hey, we definitely gonna get it on schedule, King Hemi. So definitely we get you back on, man, and we gonna try to put this knowledge out there, because this is a whole bunch of knowledge right here. Right here. I mean, I'm saying, I know I learned stuff that I didn't know. So hey, let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it going. Let's pass it on down to the next generation and to whoever needs it.
Yes, sir.
So, but yeah, man. First, appreciate all of y'all coming, man. Appreciate all of y'all agreeing to do this podcast today, man. I definitely love y'all, brothers, man. But we definitely gonna do it again.
Yes,
We
sir.
definitely gonna
All
do
right,
it
man, for
again.
sure.
It's gonna be a part two. So and to all our audience out there, we appreciate you watching and tuning in. Hope you learned something. But yeah, we gonna definitely have a part two and have these brothers back on as well, so we can learn some more and teach y'all how to do stuff. So let's get it. Make sure y'all follow us on Facebook, um, Instagram, all that. I can't even talk right now because I'm so overwhelmed with knowledge. So follow my follow this podcast, Shift Out of Neutral. Follow it on YouTube and Instagram. Follow Arms of the Promise on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and also my personal channel, Tonio the Quiet Storm, on YouTube, Instagram. So appreciate y'all fellas once again, man. We gonna go ahead and call this a good one, and we definitely gonna schedule to try to teach everybody. So appreciate y'all fellas, man, and everybody out there. Thank y'all for watching. Until the next time, we will holler at you later.
All right.
All right.